Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to talk to you about Power Rangers is leaving New Zealand. Yes, for about 22 or 23 years, Power Rangers has filmed in New Zealand. After Saban sold it many years ago, and when the first season aired of Ninja Storm, it was filmed in New Zealand. Ninja Storm came after Wild Force. And I remember I was in college when Ninja Storm came out, and I absolutely loved it. And like, I was really shocked to find out that it was actually filmed in New Zealand. You know, the internet just wasn't the way it was back then, and neither was gossip. And I remember I was watching the end credits because the theme song is so catchy, and it said filmed in New Zealand. That triggered my memory of how years ago I found out Hercules and Xena and all those Sam Raimi shows and Robert Talbot shows were filmed in New Zealand. So I'm like, oh, okay, I remember that place. And so because of that, you know, they did that because cost effective. It's cheap to film in New Zealand, just like it's cheap to film in Canada. And so one of the greatest things that when Power Rangers moved to New Zealand from Los Angeles was that we got like a all new perspective, all new scenery, all new actors, and all new voice cast. Like, New Zealand is very lush in its foliage and stuff, and so it made some really good outside in the like woods type area. Also, the quarry that was shown through many seasons is also, was a big part of Power Rangers. And then of course the voice cast. Many of these voice actors you've heard time and time again coming back, and then not only that, but other famous people have appeared as voice cast. Michael Hurst is one of the most famous people that I knew of in the 90s from New Zealand, from the Hercules show. He played Aeolus, and he was in Ninja Storm, my bad. All these names are so similar. And so, plenty of New Zealand stars that I liked back in the Hercules and Xena days have appeared in, Power Rangers as a result of that. Some of them play Power Rangers themselves, others have played like recurring casts, and others have done voice work. And we've gotten some amazing New Zealand Power Rangers that came from New Zealand. Like the entire cast of Mystic Force was from New Zealand. The entire cast of Jungle Fury. But then it's a blend of New Zealand and like Australia. That's another thing we're gonna be missing out on, Australian stars. And that's one of the things that has helped make Power Rangers so diverse. The introduction of Samoan and Maori type people in Power Rangers. Now we're about to lose that and go back to the basics and stuff. But American stars still flew over to New Zealand. Many of the Power Rangers will be from Canada or like America, and they will fly over there. Also, it's going to be really different now because the setup is going to be different. In New Zealand, they had like this apartment space that they would rent out for the American and like Canadian stars, and they would just live over there and film Power Rangers and stuff. I remember the Megaforce people talked about that. And now things are gonna be like so much more different being in LA. It's gonna be back like the old days, the Power Rangers and stuff. And I'm really gonna miss a lot of those like New Zealand actors. I mean, like, we've gotten so many good ones over the years and stuff, and voice people like this one dude on Twitter. I can't remember his first name, his last name is Cooley. He was born in America, and he lives over in New Zealand, and he's a voice actor over there, and a lot of stuff he's voice acted in was Power Rangers. I forget the black dude's name. He played the commanding officer in RPM. He also was born in America, lived in New Zealand for many years, and a lot of the work he has been American shows that gone over to New Zealand, and he's been in a lot of Power Ranger stuff. Now he's not going to be able to, and that really, really sucks. However, one great thing about this is that we will see the reintroduction of veteran Rangers. Like one of the main reasons why so many former Power Rangers don't reappear in reunion specials is because it costs a lot of money to fly to New Zealand, and Power Rangers don't pay that much. And so now they'll be able to do reunion shows a lot more now. I know that the older cast is probably going to benefit big time for this, because a lot of the older cast wants to come back in either reunions or in new seasons and stuff as like mentors, or had their own Power Ranger series. It will be kind of interesting to see them older now and still morphing and still fighting and still doing their adult stuff. The question is, how mature will it be? Is it gonna be on the zany level that Power Rangers has been on for the past, like, Neo Saban era? So that's gonna be odd if they're like older and acting zany and stuff. Remember how Bulk acted in Samurai and stuff? So that was just like kind of like weird and stuff. But like, it does make you wonder, but will it film in LA? It could very well go to Canada, because Canada is very cheap. America's not cheap. But a lot of people, Americans that, live over in Canada to film like CW shows, they hate going over there because it's so cold and they film so much. And so then we'll be getting introduced to like a Canadian cast, because there's been very few Canadian people in Power Rangers. The only ones that ever had Canadians in them was Ethan from Dino Thunder, and then some of the cast members, a couple of them from SPD and stuff. And those are really the only Canadian stars we've had. But yeah, man, this is gonna be weird. It's kind of like, I'm just gonna miss, like, the New Zealand cast so much, like not hearing their voices, not seeing the stars, not seeing the locations no more, because a lot of places in Canada, I remember there's been some shows filmed in Canada, a lot of their outside stuff looks kind of ordinary, kind of like America. So they have to find some really good locations if they're able to find some. And, there's been some really unique locations, especially in the city that was in New Zealand and stuff. It will be cool if it will come back to like America and see some of the veteran Rangers come back. Either way, this is more of a change that's going on in Power Rangers. Simon Bennett has revealed that he is done with Power Rangers. A lot of the writers revealed they are done, and it's because, it's moved away from New Zealand. They're getting ready for that huge Netflix reboot. My God, I'm worried. Like, what is going to look like? And then what's going to happen to the original universe of Power Rangers? Is that going to end with Cosmic Fury? I don't want Power Rangers to end. I want it to continue. I don't want it to continue with the reboot. And because if they're going to reboot it, they're going to go back to Mighty Morphin. It's going to be a Dino theme. It's going to have some Mighty something in there. And I'm just kind of like, I don't want to go back to that. Just keep going forward, So Power Rangers is really, this is going to rock the fandom, man. Things are changing and stuff. And it's bad enough the fandom's getting toxic, but now everything's changing. And it's bad now because, like, have you seen the quality control in the Lightning figures? I have had about enough of this crap. Like, I'm not even joking. The last wave that just came out, like the Lost Galaxy weapons and stuff, have you seen the handles on those? That's the old 90s Power Ranger toy handles and stuff, where they're just flat. Like, very just flat, not even round or thick or nothing. Like, what has happened to it? I don't think Hasbro cares. I really truly don't. People keep saying stop saying that. I don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Hasbro is getting their money's worth in what they invested in Power Rangers. They went all out for Beast Morphers in terms of, like, the quality of the show and the toys and stuff. But after that, they went super cheap. Have you seen the Cosmic Fury Morpher? That thing looks like garbage. And they expect people to pay more for it, and it looks like crap. And that's what's happening with the Lightning figures and stuff. They're getting cheaper and cheaper looking and worse, and they're bucking up the price. Like, one dude got Maya and he has 2 left hands. How does that happen? Ugh. And now some of the helmets don't want to stick to like the Rangers and stuff. The head sculpts will, but the helmets don't. And they're getting farther and further away from good head sculpts. The new Zack that's supposed to be the remastered looks nothing like him. And I mean nothing like him. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.